If you've tried magnesium, melatonin, white noise, and the full sleep hygiene cosplay, and you still can't sleep, we get it. But today we're doing something different. We're going to use melatonin the way biology intended. Melatonin isn't a sleeping pill. It's a timing signal, and the number one mistake that makes it backfire is treating it like a sedative, taking a big dose at the wrong time, and hoping it knocks us out. So this is the Longevity Compass Melatonin Masterclass. When it helps, when it doesn't, how to dose it without waking up groggy, and how to pair it with the one free upgrade that makes it work better, morning light. By the end, we'll have 3 clear playbooks: sleep onset, shifting a late schedule earlier, and travel and jet lag. No panic, no gimmicks, just a clean plan. First, what melatonin actually is. Your brain makes melatonin when it gets dark, and that rise tells your body, night is here, start the sleep program. It's less like a knockout punch and more like a dimmer switch. That's why melatonin can feel like it does nothing. If our problem is stress, pain, sleep apnea, restless legs, or classic insomnia conditioning, adding a timing signal doesn't fix the root. It's like tapping send when the Wi-Fi is down. Now the backfire pattern. People take 5, 10, sometimes 20 milligrams right at bedtime. Then they keep lights bright, scroll, and try to overpower their biology with a bigger dose. What happens next is predictable. Vivid dreams, morning fog, a weird hangover feeling, and sometimes more fragmented sleep because the timing signal is noisy and misaligned. Here's the contrarian truth. With melatonin, more is not better. In many cases, lower is smarter. Your brain naturally produces melatonin in tiny amounts, and the main job is timing. When we mega dose, we're not just adding a little help. We're blasting the system and then acting surprised when it gets weird. So we use dose-like training. Minimum effective dose first. Clean timing. Escalate only with a reason. For most adults using melatonin for sleep onset, a smart starting range is about 0.3 to 1 milligram. Yes, that sounds small. That's the point. If we've only ever used 5 milligrams, going down feels backward. But think of it like caffeine. More caffeine doesn't mean more focus. Sometimes it means sweaty productivity and regret. Now let's match melatonin to the goal. Goal 1 is sleep onset support. We want to fall asleep faster at our normal bedtime, without shifting our whole schedule. For this, immediate release is usually the better match than extended release. Timing is simple. Take it about 60 to 90 minutes before target bedtime. Then give the brain proof it's night. Dim lights, screens down or filtered, and a calmer last hour. If we take melatonin and keep the environment bright, we're sending mixed signals. It's like whispering, sleep, while turning on stadium lights. Who tends to benefit most here? Older adults often do, because natural melatonin can decline with age. People with a stable schedule who just need a gentle nudge can also do well. Who tends not to? People with chronic insomnia driven by hyperarousal, worry loops, or the bed equals frustration pattern. In those cases, CBT-I rules usually beat supplements, because the problem isn't missing melatonin. The problem is the rules we're playing by. Goal 2 is shifting a late schedule earlier. This is where timing matters even more than dose, because timing determines direction. If we want to move earlier over time, we usually use a smaller dose, earlier in the evening. Think 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams, taken roughly 3 to 5 hours before our current natural bedtime. That sounds strange at first. But that's the difference between using melatonin as a clock tool versus a bedtime sedative. And melatonin alone is only half the lever. The other half is morning light. Morning light is the save file for our circadian system. It tells the brain, this is morning, start the day program. Without it, we can take melatonin and still drift because the clock never gets a strong anchor. So the best combo is low-dose melatonin earlier in the evening, plus bright outdoor light soon after waking. Even 10 to 20 minutes outside can matter, especially if we do it consistently. Then we protect the evening. After sunset, we reduce bright overhead light, and we stop letting phone screens cosplay as miniature suns. Goal 3 is travel and jet lag. Here melatonin can be a real upgrade, if we stop using it like a tranquilizer. The rule is, take melatonin at destination bedtime, not home bedtime. Usually for a few nights after arrival. For many people, 0.5 to 3 milligrams is plenty for jet lag. Higher doses are not reliably better, and they're more likely to cause grogginess or wild dreams. We want signal, not side effects. If we travel east and need to fall asleep earlier, melatonin often helps more because we're trying to advance the clock. If we travel west, light exposure and timing become the bigger tools, and melatonin is less of a hero. Now let's handle the two most common complaints, vivid dreams and morning grogginess. Vivid dreams are common, especially at higher doses. They don't automatically mean danger. They usually mean the dose is higher than we need, or the timing is too close to bedtime. Morning grogginess is often the same story. If we take melatonin too late, or we take a large dose, levels can still be elevated when we wake up. That feels like waking up underwater. So if melatonin makes us feel hungover, we don't panic. We adjust. Smaller dose, earlier timing, and we avoid extended release unless a clinician agrees it fits our pattern. Now the quality reality check. Over-the-counter melatonin is a supplement, and supplement labeling isn't always precise. Translation: some products contain more or less than the label says, and some have been found to contain other compounds that shouldn't be there. So if we use melatonin, we choose a reputable brand, ideally third-party tested, and we avoid the sketchy, sleep gummy mega-dose lifestyle. Now, who should be cautious? If we're pregnant or breastfeeding, talk to a clinician first. Same if we have epilepsy, autoimmune conditions, bleeding disorders, or we're on anticoagulants, sedatives, or other meds that could interact. Also, if mood disorders are in the mix, especially bipolar disorder, circadian manipulation can be tricky. We don't self-experiment aggressively there. And if our insomnia includes loud snoring, gasping, morning headaches, or major daytime sleepiness, we don't start with melatonin. We screen for sleep apnea, because the right fix might be an airway fix. Same for restless legs. If there's an urge to move the legs at night, symptoms worse at rest, and relief with movement, melatonin won't fix that. We may need iron evaluation and a different plan. Now let's lock the 3 longevity compass protocols. Protocol A, sleep onset support. Start with 0.3 to 1 milligram of immediate release melatonin. Take it 60 to 90 minutes before target bedtime. Dim lights in that window and protect your last hour from bright screens. Protocol B, shift earlier. Use 0.3 to 0.5 milligrams, taken 3 to 5 hours before your current natural bedtime. Pair it with morning outdoor light soon after waking, and keep wake time consistent. Protocol C, jet lag. Use 0.5 to 3 milligrams at destination bedtime for a few nights. Get morning light in the new time zone, and avoid bright light late at night. And here's our anti-neurotic rule. We run this as a 7-night experiment, not a forever identity. If it helps, great. If it doesn't, we stop forcing melatonin to be the main character and we fix the bigger levers. Because the best sleep stack is still boring. Consistent wake time, morning light, less evening light, caffeine timing that doesn't sabotage our night, enough movement so the body actually wants recovery, and a nervous system that isn't stuck in fight or flight at midnight. Melatonin can be a useful tool inside that stack, but it's not a substitute for the stack. Quick reminder before we close. If melatonin makes us feel worse, assume the timing is wrong, the dose is too high, or the problem isn't melatonin in the first place. If this episode helped, hit like and subscribe. Check the description for tools and affiliate links that match today's episode, plus our Longevity Compass Amazon KDP book. And drop a comment with your current melatonin dose and timing. We'll tell you the 2 easiest tweaks to test first, so melatonin stops backfiring and starts acting like the timing signal it was meant to be.